It's a movie set nightmare. A cinematographer is killed, a director hurt after the firing of a prop gun by Alec Baldwin. How things went so terribly wrong.
Finishing up a warm week with mild evening temperatures, but colder by morning.
There's something very special about these cookies, and New York Live shows us why they have a life-changing recipe. This is News 4 Now for October 22nd. I'm Adam Cooperstein. It's an accident that is sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Filming now suspended in Santa Fe, New Mexico, after actor and New York native Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun and hit two people, killing one of them. News 4's Tracy Strahan has the latest.
Production remains suspended on the movie Rust today. This after authorities say Alec Baldwin, the producer and star of the film, fired a prop gun on the set, wounding one crew member and killing another. That's the 911 call that came in from the set in Santa Fe, New Mexico, Thursday afternoon. A spokesperson for Baldwin described the shooting as an accident that happened in the middle of a scene. The company behind the production confirms that prop gun was loaded with blanks. Two people were hit. The movie's director of photography, Halyna Hutchins, and the director, Joel Souza. Hutchins was airlifted to a hospital where she later died. Just 2 days ago, Hutchins posted video from the movie set on Instagram, saying, quote, "One of the perks of shooting a Western is you get to ride horses on your day off." This all happened at the Bonanza Creek Ranch, a location in New Mexico used for filming movies and television shows. Baldwin posted a photo from the movie set days ago. So did cast and crew members of the Western that reportedly takes place in the 1800s. The film's director, Joel Souza, was injured. He was hospitalized and received emergency treatment. A stuntman on a set nearby described how this could have happened.
A lot of people don't realize that you put a blank in and you have a crimped shell. And there's gunpowder and that crimped shell expands and pieces of fragments can actually project out that barrel and strike you.
This incident has led some to recall another movie tragedy involving the son of actor Bruce Lee. Brandon Lee was shot and killed in 1993 on the set of the movie The Crow. A bullet lodged in the barrel of a gun was discharged along with a blank cartridge. It was determined his death was accidental, and since then, the film industry put strict protocols in place.
The questions that I would always ask is, were the safety guidelines of our industry followed? Blanks are not designed to do what the final outcome of this was. We need to investigate and find out what went wrong.
The manhunt for Gabby Petito's fiance is now over, but there are still questions about exactly how Brian Laundrie died. Two Northport, Florida police officers delivered the news Thursday to Laundrie's parents, spending less than a minute inside their home. Then about 45 minutes later, the FBI confirmed on social media the remains found in the Carlton Nature Preserve were those of Brian Laundrie. It's still not clear what led to Petito being strangled to death in Wyoming, but a notebook and other belongings found near Laundrie's remains could answer those questions. And speaking for the first time on camera, the attorney for the Laundrie family says they are grieving, and he explained why Laundrie's parents haven't spoken to the media.
Reason you haven't heard from the Laundries is because I told them not to talk to anybody. I've taken the heat on that. I've accepted the heat on that. This is the job and the role of a defense attorney. You tell your client, do not talk to law enforcement. Period. End of story.
No cause or manner of death for Laundrie has been released. Authorities say dental records confirmed his remains. In New Jersey, we are getting bizarre new details about the wild carjacking of an Amazon truck in Patterson. Chopper 4 was over the train tracks where that wild ride ended Thursday evening. This was at Lafayette and East 16th Street. Police say the Amazon driver was delivering packages when a man pushed him into the van and then sped off. Officers nearby saw the van blow through a stop sign and the delivery guy waving for help. So police started chasing, but when the suspect turned onto the tracks, the truck got stuck. Officers then moved in and they arrested Rafael Rodriguez. And the Amazon worker, by the way, was not hurt.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Hope you enjoyed your Friday, and it ended a week that we spent most of it above average, and that continues this evening. So staying in the low to mid 60s through the dinner hour. While most of us stay dry, there may be a sprinkle from time to time, but temperatures really are going to drop. It's going to be a cooler start than we've had in a few days, and as you can see with the hour-by-hour forecast, we'll see some patchy clouds, mostly cloudy skies by tomorrow morning. Again, a sprinkle or two not out of the question. Overall, though, it sets the tone for the rest of the weekend. Much cooler, 53 in the city, 52 in Merrick, down into the 40s in Bridgeport, and especially to the north and west, there may be a few areas starting off in the 30s, like Claryville, Woodridge, you're close, and Newburgh starting off into the 40s. Most of us spending the day in the 50s, trying to get near 60 degrees, and that'll be the case for the next several days.
Flaky crust, pie filling, streusel, all of it in one. New York Live has this sweet success story that's actually life-changing for the woman behind the desserts.
Some describe this bakery's creations as ingenious. Others will tell you they are magical. However, if you ask owner Janie Deegan about her pie crust cookies, she will tell you they are life-changing. Janie, welcome to the Upper West Side. We're so happy that you're here. Just by the name of your bakery, Janie's Life-Changing Baked Goods, something tells me that there's a story behind this bakery, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I like to say it's life-changing for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're so good. They're going to change your life when you try them. Number two, it changed my life. When I was in my early 20s, I was homeless and penniless due to addiction, and I managed to climb out of that. But as I was getting sober and getting my life back together, I found that I was just like a shell of a woman and like couldn't look people in the eyes and had no self-esteem and no courage. But baking was this like amazing meditative act of self-care, and it was such a great artistic outlet. And so I started baking, and it just sort of filled me with this like confidence that I'd never felt before, even as a little girl. And so baking, I like to say, just chose me, and it's sort of like, with a little encouragement from friends, went from a hobby that I was doing around the clock into a business that now, 6 years later, we have our 6-year anniversary in November, and we just opened our store 2 months ago, and so I'm so grateful that we're finally open here.
We haven't even spoken about the cookies.
Yeah.
They are pie crust cookies. This is something I have never heard about. So tell us what sets your cookies apart.
All right, so I invented the pie crust cookie, and you've never heard about it because we're the first ones doing it. So what a pie crust cookie is the bottom is a disc of flaky pie crust. The middle is pie filling, and we make dozens of flavors that change seasonally. The original is pecan, so it's like my baby, my personal favorite. And then the top is streusel, so it's like you get this flakiness, this chewiness, and then this crumbliness, and this like just like overwhelming, delicious toasted butter flavor. And what customers talk about over and over again when they bite in is how each bite has like 3 unique, really different textures. And so it's just like an explosion of, flavor and texture.
I think they live up to the promise.
Oh.
I think they do. Oh my God. Janie, thank you so much. This has been a treat.
This has been so much fun.
Well, you won't find New York Harbor on any angler's list of best places to cast their rods. But a bluefin tuna boom is drawing fishermen out there in droves in search of that once-in-a-lifetime bite. News 4's Checky Beckford has the story.
Yeah, boy!
Reeling in the big one. Fishermen in New York and New Jersey didn't have to go far to catch massive tuna.
These fish were anywhere from 200 to 700 pounds, so it's something we never did before.
Richard Colombo with Rockfish Charter says large tuna usually found 100 miles off the coast.
This past season, they came within a few miles from the beach, and it was, in our own backyard.
Captain Kyle Colasante says he had better luck off Rockaway Beach than in Massachusetts, where commercial tuna fishing is popular.
We scrambled home, we hopped on the boat, we went out, we caught one in less than 2 minutes. Literally staring at my apartment building in Rockaway, catching giant tuna.
The phenomenon drove a feeding frenzy for anglers eager to catch a big one.
We got calls from everywhere. I mean, if I had 20 boats, we could have 20 boats with charters.
Recreational fisherman Ethan Levine posing with his big tuna in front of the Statue of Liberty.
I've been fishing my entire life, never had the opportunity to catch a giant bluefin tuna about 3 miles from shore. That's pretty unprecedented in our world.
Levine, like many marine biologists, believes conservation efforts of bunkerfish that tuna feed on are driving the size and proximity of the big fish.
I really think, the the quota system and just, strong regulation is the only reason we've been seeing these fish here.
An unexpected surprise that made a big splash with local fishermen.
It was good for everybody in the industry. We're going to be talking about it for years to come because it really was incredible.
Well, the guys say the massive tuna all but disappeared over the last 3 weeks. They're hoping, though, they'll make a return next season. In Sheepshead Bay, Jackie Beckford, News 4, New York.
Thank you so much for joining us right here on News 4 Now. We'll see you right back here next time.